Do you want to attract visitors and new members to your club? To re-energize your current members? Or launch a new club? Build your membership. This learning lab is ideal for your club, especially if your membership has less than 15 members on the roster or attending your regular meetings. Considered to be a club's #1 membership building tool, Speechcraft is a blended learning program for non-members interested in building their communication and leadership skills. Hosting a Speechcraft series is ideal to attract new members to an existing club, conduct a program in the community, train staff in business organization, and begin forming a new club. In this learning lab, you will discover what a Speechcraft is, how hosting a series will benefit your club and members, how to plan, launch, and market an effective Speechcraft program, and tips to attract visitors and how to convert them into members. The key to the success of your program is marketing. And our presenter knows a few of the things about marketing. She even helped our District Speakers Bureau members design their promotional materials to get hired. With over 45 years in graphic design, distinguished Toastmaster Sheryl Roush has written 5 books on marketing and has presented over 2,000 full-day seminars on the topic. Sheryl is yet the youngest woman to have earned the Accredited Speaker designation for professionalism in presentations. A 17-time published author, her solid gold newsletter design book was created for Toastmasters VP-PR and VP membership roles. Sheryl is also the author of The Heart of a Toastmaster, which published 135 true stories by our members and received Best Anthology from the International Book Awards. With our session on how to attract new members and retain existing members by marketing a club Speechcraft series, let's welcome Sheryl Roush.
Welcome, District 100 and all of our visiting Toastmasters from around the globe. This is a very special learning lab. So raise your hand if you're excited and that you want to know more about Speechcraft. Yay! All right, so raise your hand. Thank you. Thank you. All right, oh, we have 4. Okay, keep going, keep going, keep going. Raise your hand, please, if you have never really heard or studied to see what Speechcraft is. Let's see. So who needs, okay, great. All right. So as Angel had said in the introduction, Speechcraft is for non-members, I would say not yet members. You like that? And it gives them an introduction or a fast track crash course, if you will, in public speaking, leadership, and communication skills. Based on that 100 years ago, our organization was founded for better thinking, listening, and speaking by Dr. Ralph C. Smedley. And we're coming back to California. Yay, here we come. I love it. To celebrate everything that our founder and his vision has created for us. So our job, our task, our challenge is to keep our clubs healthy and to continue to share with others that which we have already benefited from. Yay. I feel like I'm in church today. Give me an amen. All right. So in the chat, if you would please light it up. Why did you join Toastmasters? Why did you join Toastmasters? Let's take a look at some of these examples. Thank you. Thank you. We have some high officers here. All right. Great. Thank you. All right. Well, thank you, Jesse, because it was, and I'll share this as we continue to look at the chat. It was March 19th, 1987, that I walked through the doors at this Mexican restaurant in Old Town, San Diego, California. I had no idea at that point how my life would be changed. I was invited by a woman at a networking meeting to come to an 8-week communication skills series. Being a business owner, and she asked me what my greatest challenge was, it was to give my employees supportive feedback as well as working with clients in my graphic design studio. Boy, when I walked through those doors and they applauded for everything, oh my gosh, I knew that I'd arrived, that I needed to be where it was. Well, it was a Speechcraft series, and I'm still here over 37 years later. So if you're thinking, well, do people, thank you for the hearts. So thank you. Does it really make a difference? Yes, it does. All right. So hosting a Speechcraft, as we know, can be very beneficial. And if you want to revitalize your club, I'll show you how, because even though we're working with not yet members, right? Then we want to bring them into our Toastmasters experience to benefit just how you and I have. So I joined to be a better boss. I did. All right. So Greg, you presented a number of Speechcrafts and still learning. I love it. Toastmasters is your vitamin. I know that. All right. So I'm looking at, all right. So why did you join? Thank you. Thank you. All right, good. And why did you? To learn, thank you. To gain confidence. Absolutely. Gaining confidence is the number one reason why people join Toastmasters, to practice in a safe environment. I hope you're taking notes already on this. Here's the answer to the big quiz, because one of the big problems that we solve is that we help people gain confidence, whether it be in communication, listening, thinking, leadership, anything across the board, problem solving. That's what we do. We help people gain confidence. All right. So to become a better leader and to work on the way we communicate, leadership opportunities, it says a person who is now in her district trio, thank you, is recommended by your professor. All right. For coaching and career, helping others and helping to meet self-directed leaders, all of these. To learn how to coach and motivate people as part of your job. How about in other areas of our life when it's not our job? Because the world needs a sense of hope today, and we are the ones to help bring it through better communication skills. So to help women in tech move forward with presentation and leadership, to increase your leadership skills and meet like-minded people. I love it. Yes, we have a lot of lifelong learners in here. All right. And some people join to be curious. I love this. So this was where I walked in. Yep, 37 and a half years ago, still going strong. I'm a firm believer and an advocate for the Speechcraft program because I know it works. So let me break this down and to bring into this session, this learning lab for you, experience, tried and proven, tested marketing strategies, and from my decades in graphic design of what we can do to implement it. Because here I am, I know there's many people who have the same longevity that I do as you are attending this lab today. Helen Blanchard, our very first female international president, hailing from Southern California, specifically San Diego, by the way. So she said, and I love this, I took that photo and I quoted her exactly. And she said in her keynote presentation, if you get everything out of Toastmasters, you can get out of Toastmasters. You'll never get out of Toastmasters. Can I see some hearts? Hearts? Yes. Let's show some hearts there. There you go. And her legacy lives on. So now that we've taken a look at why we originally joined, think about why other people might want to join as well. This is where your story will be beneficial for other people to hear it. So in the chat, if you would please finish this sentence, marketing is what? All right, I'm going to go back into the chat. Let's light it up here. What is marketing? And if you attended the learning lab on PR, you may notice that it's slightly different. Branding and advertising, promoting. Great. What else? Marketing is what? Sharing your opinion with others? Yes. Getting the word out? Yes. Highlighting the benefits? Yes. All of these are correct. Spreading opportunities? Yes. Connecting with potential clients, persuasion. Marketing is recruiting. I think that's a great response to this. It can be very strategic and targeted in information sharing. All of these answers are correct. Here's my simplified definition as it relates to you and I in Toastmasters and any other type of organization to which we belong. I believe that marketing is getting the word out that we are the solution to their problem. Whatever their challenge, their issue, whatever their desired outcome is, our program has it. So if you want to hashtag quote me, it would be, when you work this program works. Yes, there you go. All right, so let's jump in, because we have more than one market. We actually have two inside of Toastmasters, and we need to be a matchmaker in the message that we create to that particular audience. So here's our very first of the two markets that we share. Number one are internal. These are our current members. So the marketing that you saw for this learning lab and anything from inside the district, that's internal. Number two is external, outside of Toastmasters. These are our visitors, non-members, potential members. Where I'm going to be focusing our energy today is going to be on the external, since this is about how to grow our clubs and our membership. Here's the big golden nugget on this. In marketing, match the message to that particular audience, which means then that the image is going to change within our TI branding policies. The words that we say, how it's even arranged on the page. So I like to think of this session as the what goes where and why. You'll never look at a piece ever the same way again, which means you'll never design a piece ever the same way again. So whether it's your job or your task or not, here is an example from District 100 regarding an internal message. So as I look at this, if I were to coach this particular designer on this, 7 skills, this is great. So the first thing that I would do is, if you give me a number in the headline, give me a number list instead of bullet points. So that is one way to immediately grab people's attention and bring them through your piece. QR codes, this is fantastic, definitely. So and coach today. Based on that this is an internal message, there's one thing I would definitely add to this: our Toastmaster logo. Yep. So anytime that, even in-house, internal, inside messaging, we still need to be crystal clear that it's about us. So now let's take a look at an external message. So here we have a fantastic speaker who's giving a program at an open house, which we'll talk about. Then same thing as this. Okay, so if I am a non-member, I know nothing about Toastmasters, I need to be educated here. I do know what ESL is, so English Sign Language. Funny, huh? Okay, got it. All right, so then with this, then I would want to know some more details. And what's an open house? I need more information before I decide to go. It does have the logo, so we have crystal clarity there. Here's another one from a brand new club that is launching right here in this district, Control Speak. So I thought that was really clever. We'll come back to this and I'll do a makeover that took me probably less than 10 minutes to do, using exactly what is here. So here's what I notice in most marketing and promotions. All the elements are generally there. Let's say 80 to 90% of the elements of the information is there. What I find is that they may not be in the most effective placement for them to generate the results that we want. So we'll come back to this, and thank you that we could use this example. So why are we having this learning lab? Why are you watching this particular presentation? And let's break it down to why it's important for us and to stay healthy as clubs. So let's do some basic meeting math. Ready? I'll do the math for you. You might want to capture my numbers though. All right, so generally there are 15 meeting roles, and that's with 3 speakers in a regular meeting, without any overlap. You know, you've been there too. So you are, let's see, you're serving as an officer, you give your presentation, you are your own counter, and then you also do your own evaluation. Yeah, I know. All right, so then we have a Zoom master, whether it be hybrid or virtual. Great learning lab on that. So we have a total here. So far, we're at 16 people minimum. Now we need some table topics participants, again, ideally without any overlap of people who have speaking roles, plus 2 visitors per meeting. All right, so right now, if you are not setting goals, this is a goal to set. So far, 16 people minimum, plus 2 visitors at each meeting. In order for us to stay healthy, we need to continue that. And the audience, that's why we joined, so we could practice in a safe environment in front of a supportive audience that's going to give us really good feedback. Wow. All right, so our goal, there's your number, 25 people. Okay, take a breath. It's very doable. We are in our bounce back years, as I'm hearing many districts refer to it, after COVID. This is what we used to be at and more. I remember at one time, my club, the club that I showed you that I joined, Voyagers Club, District 5, Club 5315. At one point we had, when I joined, it was probably 38 members. During my term as president and VP of Education, we increased to 68 members. That's a positive problem. And we found Saturdays that we could have speaking marathons to help people to accomplish what their speaking objectives are and their educational accomplishments. Well, then we also launched another new club and then another new club. So think bigger, think bigger. Let's break it down to how is this healthy and what is our goal there? 20 is officially charter strength. That means that it takes at least 20 members to start a new club, whether it be community, specialty, or advanced clubs. 25 is the suggested number if it is a corporate club where it's an employee training programs. Pat Johnson, past international president, has written the handbook on this, and she is the expert on corporate training programs. So the more members, you and I know this, the more people that we have, the more creativity, the more energy, the more engagement, the more feedback, the more fun. Because do we want to have fun with the people that we are facing our fears with? We just do. Guess across the board. So right now in District 100, and thank you very much, and Angel, for these numbers, and it's also on your website. So currently 1,030 members in 79 clubs. This is great. And then let's break this down. I did some simple math. That's an average of 13 to 15 members per club. That's under charter strength. And clubs under 20 in membership is 60 clubs. That is more than half of the 79. This is a build back, bounce back membership building time. Again, our mission is to share this with other people. So as we dive into the handout, I've given you some resource pages in there. There's a few things that I want to point out. You are welcome to share this handout with anyone and maybe even go back to your executive team and present a program on why you would want to have a Speechcraft. And if members in your club are saying, no, we're okay with 8 people at our meeting, well, then you may want to do the Moments of Truth session, which you can download for free from the website. Moments of Truth. And if we're not following the club success plan, then we're also not in alignment with everything that has been provided for us. This is a program which is really well developed. All right, so your Speechcraft program could be right here. It says 4, 6, or 8-week sessions. You get to choose. It may be inside the club if you want to build your membership. You may also host it for an organization, profit or nonprofit, or company outside of your club at a different time, especially if you want to give back to the community or if you want to start a new club. I like to focus on let's build our club first before we build another club. Let's get healthy ourselves first before we share this with others. So during these sessions, and TI has all of this prepared for us with the agendas and everything in the Speechcraft Coordinator and in the digital bundle, so Speechcraft digital bundle, and I believe we are lighting up the chat here. Thank you very much, Lena, with what these resources are. So again, 1 to 2 hours each week. Participants learn our basic skills, everything that you and I are learning. So the digital bundle is $50 US, which are materials for 5 participants. That's what it includes. So what happens if you have 8 people? Great. And by the way, For each Speechcraft coordinator, they receive credit toward their Distinguished Toastmaster accomplishment. So let's do some math here. 8 people, you're already going to need to purchase 2 digital bundles at $50 a piece. Stay tuned. There's more because you could also use this as a fundraiser. So now you have 2 Speechcraft coordinators, and Speechcraft can only be hosted by a club. An individual in the club receives the credit for the Speechcraft coordinator toward their Distinguished Toastmaster. So with 8 people, you could have 2 coordinators, and the non-members will be even better served by dividing them into 4 and 4. So there is not a limit on how many people that you can have in a session. It could be 1. However, it's a lot of work for just 1 non-member. However, let's take a look here. There's a nominal fee. So again, that's $50 for the bundle. Here's how I market this. In order to convert those non-members who are speech crafters, that's our loving name for those participants who take part in our Speechcraft program. So the nominal fee, so what you could do ideally is set a tuition, a fee, an investment figure that covers their dues, pays for their initial 6-month membership. See where I'm going with this? So here's what happens. In the Speechcraft program that I walked into, my course, I don't even remember what it was, but I do have the paperwork someplace. I have things that mean a lot to me that I've kept. That's how I know that that was my date too. I can go back in and I can see how much it was of the investment. It included 6 months of my membership. So as I was participating in the program, giving my icebreaker, and now our speech crafters get to go through an entire path. So they can go through a whole level, get credit, and that it is given credit into their Pathways program upon joining. All they need to do is finish filling out the paperwork. You've included the 6 months membership. So how we sell this is, after the program, continue attending the club. You've already paid for your dues through, and then give them the date. Ooh, okay. So how much can we charge? TI has a policy on this. It can be no more than 1 full year or 2 dues period of $120. That's what it is. That is the maximum. All right. So then what do I suggest? I would say $50 a person. Now you're making 4 more of the $200 for your club, which may not be used for a party. I had to explain that to my own club when we hosted our most recent Speechcraft. No, it goes back into educational programs. It could be that you create a scholarship for people to go to the district conference or the upcoming convention. So $120 is the maximum fee. You get to decide. Here's TI's policy. So I attended the Speechcraft program put on by TI staff regarding fundraising and incentive approaches. Yes, it can be used for membership incentive. Yes, you can charge for it. And like you can do a break-even approach. If you are doing something in the community, it could be the break-even approach. If the club has the funds that they want to take care of the fees, then they are certainly welcome to do that. You can use it immediately to benefit the club, that you can charge no more than 12 months dues. So that's the key on that. That's the dollar amount. So let me add something to this, because now that we've taken a look at why people join, basically to gain confidence, we each have our own stories on that. We've also taken a look at what marketing is, that we are the solution to their problem. How do we design our communication? What's our messaging with this? So after I bring up the fill in the blanks on this one, because it's not in the handout, then I will suggest a screenshot of this. This information comes from David Ogilvy in his book and research called Advertising, Confessions of an Advertising Man. Great material. So I'm bringing this here to you on this particular slide. Again, you'll never design a piece ever the same way again. And you'll never look at a piece ever the same way again. This will be great practice for you in opening your junk mail, direct mail marketing pieces. All right, so there's 3 stages of marketing communication, and they must occur in this order. Number 1 is relevance. You and I do the same thing. The question that we're asking for is, well, should I read it, file it, toss it? Can I click away? It answers the what's in it for me. And the time available is so brief. It's 1 to 7 seconds. If we don't determine that when we're looking, we're scrolling through Facebook, we're looking at what is our district up to. If we don't see the relevance to ourselves in less than 7 seconds, we have clicked away. It's that fast. You can time yourself, by the way. Billboards are 2.6 seconds, websites are 2.3 seconds. So based on how well that we answer relevance, stage 2 is confirmation. So now the question that we're asking ourselves is, was I correct? Does it in fact relate to me? And we want them to say, yes, keep reading. Time available here is longer. It's up to 90 seconds. So a minute and a half, they start browsing through the material or the design, and then they might become what are called avid readers, and they're looking for even more details, again, seeking to confirm that, yes, this is relevant to them. Now, based on how well that we've answered this with the reader, they move easily into stage 3, which is the action stage, also known as the call to action. Aha. Here the reader's looking for, well, what do I do now? What do I do next? And the time available is as long as needed. Because according to the American, go ahead and capture a screenshot. According to the American Library Association, 10 to 15% of Americans are functionally illiterate and maybe higher, based on English, may not be first or fluent language. The second group are avid readers, matching the 10 to 15%. Wow. So they read everything that's in front of them. They're the ones that also find our typographical mistakes. Bless their little hearts. The ones that still get me are the ones that are in all capital letters in the headline. One letter's wrong, but it's big and it's bold, and our eyes like to fill in what it should be. All right. And then the third group, 70 to 80% of us are skimmers. We love the bullet points. We will skim through, quickly identify that it's relevant, go right into action. We're enrolling. That's it. That's us. Did you identify yourself in there? Yeah. Those are the 3 stages of communication. So let's see where they go in a layout. All right, so I've broken it down. This is one of my own designs, and you're going to see it a couple of times in this learning lab because of how you can do this yourself. All right, so just kind of glance at it for a second. The title of the presentation, called a free seminar, not open house. If you do nothing else after this learning lab, if you would please consider changing open house, which doesn't mean anything to the general public, to free seminar. They totally get it. You will see an immediate response in people wanting to attend your event. It just does. So up at the top, relevance, I use questions that name the pain or the challenge or the issue. I know what are their pains, and then I hand it back to them in the form of a question. It's immediate relevance. Need to give presentations? Yes. Want to boost your publicity? Yes. Yes. Then there's a soft close about the free seminar, a little bit more information. Then stage 2, confirmation, is that big area in the middle, surrounded by lots of white space and bullet points, indicating what the benefits are, and then the credibility of the presenter. This is what I wanted the ESL flyer to have, was a little bit more credibility about the speaker, because it's not even the money anymore that is our competition. It's time. We value our time even more so than an investment of $50. So then down at the bottom is the call to action. So then indicate what it is. What type of response do you want them to give you? Is it an RSVP? Is it go online? Is it whatever that those are? All right, so we use this. This is an actual flyer to promote the free seminar that would then launch my club's Speechcraft 2 weeks later. So here's the rest of the story. Again, a special event, free seminar. It launched an in-person Speechcraft program, and we did a 6-week, I believe we did. And 2 weeks later, launched during the regular club meeting, because the club was at 8 people showing up at a meeting, 15 people on the roster. Being held at a hospital, and our VP of membership being an ER nurse, she said, if we don't resuscitate pretty soon, we are going to die. I'm so glad she said it, being a medical professional. So here's what we did. The club members, albeit not many, we provided snacks. Have food. People show up for food. another key tip about marketing. And especially if it's going to be right after work, this was at 4:30 p.m. We promoted it inside the building. The flyer went into the company mailboxes because our VP of PR was volunteer of the year at this hospital. So he knew all the ins and outs. Plus, we put him out into the community on bulletin boards too. The outcomes. Now, make sure to set goals of how many people do you want to attend your free seminar and what's your goal for new members. We had 65 guests based on a good topic, free seminar, and food based on skills people wanted to learn. There you go. 10 club members at that time, 14 speech crafters enrolled that night. And because those people went back to their workplaces and they talked it up, 4 or 5 more enrolled at the series start 2 weeks later. They showed up. It's like, I want to join. Well, here's the bottom line, club results. We gained 12 to 14 new members as a result of a Speechcraft series. And as I presented this concept to my executive team, hopefully to rebuild our club, then I said, whoever needs credit towards their distinguished Toastmaster can serve as a Speechcraft coordinator and I will mentor them. Sure enough, that member earned the distinguished Toastmaster. It was his final requirement. The club went from pretty dead to presidents in one term. Amazing. Does Speechcraft work? Yes, it does. So let's go back. I had mentioned that I did a makeover on this. This was the original poster. Looks great. New club. I'm going to say that this is an internal message though, because it just how I saw it and where it was posted on Facebook on a district Facebook page. I would hope that this went outside. So let's tweak it for an external message, which would also work internally. And we also need to shift our mindset. Stop marketing to other Toastmasters for things which are meant for non-Toastmasters potential members. Whew, mic drop. There it is. Think, who is this message for? More people to be served by what it is that we do. So here's the makeover. Questions that name the pain up at the top. Desired outcomes. Practice in a safe and supportive environment. Yes. Reboot your career. Yes. Join this Toastmaster club. And the tagline, the very unique purpose of this particular club is helping tech enthusiasts and professionals to build their presentation. Wow. And then the call to action down at the very bottom. All right. So let me switch back. This was the before. Not bad. But control speak up at the top, I don't even know what it is yet. And too many photos kind of makes it busy. I took 2 of those 4 photos, simplified it, and following the 3 stages, did a quick makeover in less than 10 minutes. That was it. All right, so thank you that I could use that makeover for you. We all learn from each other. In page 3 in your handout, here is a sample that you can actually pick up and use the copy for creating your own marketing. And then this was the actual promotional flyer that was distributed at the end of the free seminar at the club. Again, questions up at the top, relevance, soft close, conquer those fears, gain confidence, and practice in a supportive environment. Say what it is. And that's why too, why did you join Toastmasters? Because you can create the messaging for this based on your own story. What was your pain? Why did you join? How can people identify and resonate with you because they want what you've got? They see your confidence. Well, make it happen. Invite them. I think the two after things. Yikes. We need to invite people. So this is the actual flyer then, using all TI branding and TI colors and images. So go ahead and feel free to capture a screenshot of this. Now notice that I've changed up, and again, I'm asking questions here. People need to know that it is experiential learning, benefit immediately. That taps into the what's in it for me and the call to action down here. So everything is in the placement too. Over here, immediate benefits include. So in addition to benefit immediately, here's a checkbox list. So here's a great thing that this little graphic, it's called the drop shadow box. In our minds, as we are going through, does this relate to me? We start ticking off the box for ourselves. by the time that we get even toward the bottom of the list, we're thinking, I need this. What do I do? Enroll today. Okay, here it is with the dates. $50 inclusive of all training materials and weekly club meetings through September 30th. And then also, instead of bullet points, tick marks too, which helps to support relevance. There you go. So this was handed out from the members in the club who walked forward from the back of the room, handing these out to the 65 guests. So here's a sample promo flyer of what would actually go out into the community. Again, here's our pain questions up here at the top. This is an 8-week schedule. So then all of these, what happens at which of the 4, 6, or 8-week sessions is included in the Speechcraft Coordinator's Guide inside when you purchase the digital bundle. So even if you're not ready to start your Speechcraft, which I recommend a couple months planning, and here's why. Because a coordinator wants to be able to look at all of the materials and enlist the members of the club to become guides for those speech crafters, and they actually work with them through the digital program and after the presentation. So whether it's virtual, hybrid, or online, or in person, then you can host a speechcraft in any of those types of environments. Well, then each of these then, again, Speechcraft Coordinator, and when you purchase the bundle, do not indicate who the coordinator is, do not indicate the start date, because those lock in. Instead, hold on to that receipt because it will have your order number that you can go back and you can change that information. Instead, have your club approve, and please purchase the bundle from your club treasury so that everything is crystal clean. And these may not be sold. There's a policy you actually have to sign indicating that, yes, you are a member. All right. So then where do you get all of these topics for the series schedule? Glad you asked. Because you want to use the Better Speaker Series set, which provides 10 to 15-minute educational presentations on each of these given by your club members. And everything is included. It has the presenter's guide, the slides, it has all of the materials. Tell you more on that because it's TI item number 269. So when you go into Toastmasters.org and you go into the store, look for 269, the Better Speaker Series set. And all of these topics, which perfectly align with those educational topics. And even if you don't host a Speechcraft program, host these educational sessions during your regular club meetings, and it will re-energize your club. And the members of your club are the presenters of these particular topics, or you can always invite someone from outside of your club to be a guest speaker. The best thing, all of this is free. Free, number 269. All of the Better Speaker Series set. That's what you use. So this is what the presenter's view is. You get a complete script. I've been a professional trainer for 35 years. Oh my gosh, this is worth gold. And if you want to become a professional speaker or set your sights on earning the accredited speaker designation, then you need to be giving outside presentations. So all of these really support what it is that we're doing. Get more out of your membership, maximize it. All right, so then on page 5, I've included what are some of the most frequently asked questions and where can we go for more support. When you're searching social media, use the hashtag, which I registered on behalf of Toastmasters International, hashtag Speechcraft. This is one of our trademarked products, by the way, and this is how it is written, capital S, all one word, often used with the trademark behind it or the hashtag. So it's not a capital C in the middle of it. Let's be consistent with that. All the way to, let's see, here's the Speechcraft. All right, again, for 5 participants. And so you can purchase more whenever you need more for that entire presentation. Wow. All right. So that was it in a nutshell regarding Speechcraft. So then you're thinking, okay, all right, so this makes sense. I know how to design the flyer. Okay, and have a special event instead of an open house. Okay. So where do we get our speech crafters? That's often the next question. Well, who would be ideal? Here's some questions. Who needs the skills that this program offers? Think of people who are like you, that maybe they want to become a better communicator or be a better boss or have job interview skills. You can host an entire Speechcraft series that is dedicated to job interviews. You can tailor this. When one of the very first Speechcrafts that it was probably 10 years into my Toastmaster membership, we did one for what was at that time the NFL San Diego Charger girl cheerleaders, 28 girls. We trained them. There was a core of 10 of us Toastmasters from 5 districts, including 4 female accredited speakers. For 20 consecutive years, we did not charge anything. We did not ask for anything in return. And a lot of those girls have gone on to become professional trainers, physical therapists, nurses. Amazing. So we did a Speechcraft program tailored to them on steroids, pretty much, because we taught them media interview skills, radio and TV. And we actually set up in the Chargers where the football players come and get to have their meetings. That's where it was 6 weeks consecutively. World champions were part of our team, and we brought in radio personalities as well to keep it very real. So who could you serve? What are their pains or their challenges? These young ladies needed to go out into the public and under fire quite often of what were the questions that they needed to ask. Since then, okay, San Diego Chargers have now moved to Los Angeles. Okay, I'm speaking to LA. All right. So when is a convenient time for them to attend? And if your club meeting is not convenient for them, suggest, because go through the district and find out who else is hosting a Speechcraft that could be more convenient for them. So we're all in this together. Find someone else who can take care of their needs. Where are they located? If it's an in-person, it could be a geographic. Great. If it's virtual, great. Not an issue. Maybe it goes back to the time and day to attend. Why would they attend? What's in it for them? And bottom line, will they invest? Well, they invest $50 for 6 months of the best personal, professional development in their life. Will they invest? And if they're not ready to invest, whatever the tuition is, maybe it's not a match, because, well, good luck on the sales end of that. If they're not ready to invest, then, maybe we haven't properly identified what their problems, their challenges, and their solutions are. Here's a list to get you started. Feel free to capture a screenshot of this. Gain self-confidence right there at the top of, and again, this is my list, but you can create your own list. So in the group that you want to serve, or the potential members you want to attract into your particular club, who would be a match? What are their particular challenges, their issues? Is it something socially that you all are advocates for? It could be great. So maybe that's what brings you together from that community, that viewpoint, perspective, that passion, that cause. And then great. So create a Speechcraft program for them. Again, whatever it is, when we work this program and we share this program changes lives. So here's a few questions for you. Ready? Take a breath. Okay. What groups or organizations do you know of that could be served by a Speechcraft program? Please share your ideas in the chat, because your ideas may very well inspire someone else. So let's take a look at the chat. So what groups or organizations do you know of that could be served by a Speechcraft? Grassroots campaigns. Thank you. All right, keep lighting it up. Who else? Nonprofit organizations, colleges and universities, which, by the way, match the message to who would be the audience, because students, we did one at San Diego State University for MBA students. We did a different Speechcraft program for professors, deans, lecturers, law enforcement, firefighters. Thank you. All right, keep going. Advocacy group, yes. Hospitals and medical offices, yes. Auditing and consulting firms, yes. Teachers, yes. Anyone who needs to give presentations, anyone who needs to be a better communicator. All right, so from what others are sharing in the chat here, and as you're hearing it on the recording, then think about what other groups do you know of that could be served by this program in a 4, 6, or 8-week series. Wow. Who in your club can be of support? Who in your club could be of support? So think about this. The answer I would hope for is everyone. That's what I would hope for. Well, then, like I took it back to my club, who needs credit toward their DTM? The VP of Education missed that. And it's like, here is a person on the board who says, well, it's the only thing that I need for my DTM. Wow. And then when could your club host a program inside the regular club meeting to boost your membership? So when could they host it? All right. These are questions to take back to your club. And you're not alone. You have abundant resources at your fingertips. In the chat box, download this document. And there's 2 versions of it. So Lena, thank you for providing both of those. One is a Word document. The other is a PDF version of it. And the hyperlinks are hot. So they are live so that you can go through. And again, I'm going to point right there, for District 100 Speechcraft support, email speechcraft@d100tm.org, because then that will be put together in a spreadsheet of who is hosting a program, who knows of someone that wants to attend a program, but maybe that one hosting club isn't a match for them. So download those 2 documents there. Online at TI, the resource library is filled with all kinds of documents and support there, from an overview for the credit, the content, the coordinator quick start guide. I've reviewed all of this. It's really well done. And what you'll probably want to start with after this learning lab is to click over to Toastmasters YouTube channel and watch the promotional video. I think that you'll be inspired by it as well. There's so many resources which are available to us. So remember that list of what you would do during those 8 weeks for an 8-week series. There's your topics. This is exactly an 8-week agenda is what we're looking at right there. What the Speechcrafters experience during their session. Again, it's very experiential. It's very fast track. So you might be thinking, well, this is great, but what else can our members do to get energized? In addition to the Better Speaker series that they can be presenting on this, gosh, have them be mentoring and demonstrating evaluations, get them involved, ask them why they originally joined Toastmasters and reignite that spark in them. So then I reached out to the best person I know of who's done our Speechcraft coordinator training and Golden. And I said, could you please create a Speechcraft prep timeline for me for this learning lab? And this is what she created. So for instance, if you're getting ready to start your Speechcraft in September, now there's a lot of good reasons for doing that, including membership incentives and membership boosting incentives, which TI and our district also do. So let's say that September 9, or you could even start now. Before you start, garner the support. Find out who's going to be helping. And it might be that you need to add, 30 to 60 minutes to a meeting if it's a very short meeting or whatever. Purchase and review. And get the support. Regardless of that, purchase and review the Speechcraft bundle. So that, again, keep the record, purchase it through your club treasury. And don't put a Speechcraft coordinator's name there or a start date, because you can go back in and complete those later. Those you cannot change. So that's absolutely critical that you do that. Then you can go in. So there's a portal for Speechcraft, which is exactly like what Pathways is. So again, common platform for us. Again, get marketing out early. Now you have samples from the handout and from this learning lab that you can go back and review and remind yourself of what goes where and why. Organize and plan it. Assign the roles, have the meetings agenda, and make sure to celebrate. This is a big deal. And again, it's all about how to manage time, tasks, and energy. You may be the coordinator of this, but you're certainly not alone. You have a team that's going to be helping you. And of course, when you're designing your materials, whether it be public relations, like you heard from Lena Jo in this learning lab as well, branding helps to create a stronger awareness of who we are globally, and we all need to abide by that. I've been a brand ambassador since 2010 when we updated our brand ourselves. So I was involved in that, and I consider myself still a brand ambassador. So for instance, this flyer, other than this Toastmaster block over here and fun photos, is completely against or outside of our TI branding. So we can be fun. Let me be very clear. Be fun, be creative. So one of the examples that I saw is Humor Masters. So you want to check out what William Vale is doing. Very, very creative, but we need to stay within our branding. So here's a couple of things to be mindful of. Utilize a brand portal. It is loaded, absolutely loaded. Let's see, Lena, did we put into the chat box the brand portal, all the Canva templates? Thank you very much for that. And wonderful, because everything is there, and why recreate the wheel? All right, so regarding logo, this is critical. The most critical thing on here is clubs and districts are not permitted to create their own logo, theme, and or tagline. And lately on Facebook, I've been seeing all kinds of things pop up. These are infringements on the TI brand. So here's our basic logos. Anything to do with Toastmasters there and our logo. When you're promoting Speechcraft, then please use the Speechcraft logo, give that more branding too. And of course, this is our 100th year district centennial special logo. When in doubt, you can always go back to our regular globe. Those need to go on all of our internal and external messages, even if it's small. We need to have our logo. That's who we are. Not a club logo. Not a club logo. All right. So for instance, Humor Masters could take the regular globe and put their name right under it. These are, we're sketching on the slide. Okay, so let's, did I hit annotate? I hope not. Okay, so then these are things not to do, including putting a logo, putting something else with the logo or tilting it. Lena, if you can please release the annotate. Thank you. All right. So this is our color palette. These are our primary colors. Well, we've added one more to it. So let me give you a couple of tips regarding colors. The hot colors, which are the maroon and the yellow, promote response faster than any other color combination. Loyal blue and cool gray actually calm people down. If you really want something to pop, add that happy yellow. Our new color added to this is black, which is perfect because of our 100 centennial, which those colors are gold, I did my name, gold, and black. All right, so Humor Masters, as I had mentioned earlier, this is a great example of what we've been talking about in this lab. So humor can increase your confidence and engage your audience. Yes. All right. Then it says join. Yes. All right. Engage with humor. Yes. All right. So then they can use the happy and sad, the drama, this one from theater. So they can use this because it's not with the logo nor near the logo. This is acceptable because it's an image and it does not have the name of the club posted with it. So that is acceptable. With the QR code, all of that, whenever you can, take photos of your own members and use that. It really keeps it very real. And we have 2 new scripts that we can use, 2 new fonts. You can download these for free. Download these for free from the TI website. Corinthia is an absolutely beautiful script. I would use that for more of a casual type of handwriting thing. You've seen this in several of the slides during this learning lab. The luxurious script would be perfect for club anniversaries, for Toastmaster of the Year, especially with that gold and that black for the anniversary promotions. So that could be very fun with that. And again, you have some local support as well. Check out the on-demand training from District 12. This is an outstanding platform that you have created here. And go to your YouTube channel. I went and I watched some of these videos already. So you have incredible resources. All right, so here we come back to you. Get ready to pop a note in the chat. Answer by the number in the chat box, if you would, please. Number 1, do you want to conduct a speechcraft in your club? And what is the name of that club, please? If you know the number, great. Otherwise, if you know the club, and if you know the district, thank you very much for our visit family here. Number 2, so again, number 1, put that into the chat box that yes, you want to conduct a speechcraft in your club, and what is the name of that club, please? And number 2, that you want to host a speechcraft to start a new club. Yay! You can give details if you'd like, or just put a number 2. Number 3, will you host a speechcraft series before the end of this calendar year? Before the end of this calendar year. And number 4, are you currently conducting a program? So I'm going to pop into the chat here and see how we're doing. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Who else could use our speechcraft programs? Thank you very much. Candidates for local elections, candidates for any elections. Thank you very much. All right, great. Thank you. Yes, and those resources, the worksheets, and the extra documents are loaded into the chat. Thank you very much. What is the best month to start a speechcraft? As soon as you can. Again, I would give it a 1 to 2 month leeway period to explore the Speechcraft bundle. Check out all of those materials. Make sure that your club is on board with you. Determine who the coordinator or coordinators are and start marketing. So I would say give it a 2-month timeline. It could be done in less time with more help. Could be. All right. So what's your interest here? Thank you. BizTank. Thank you. I did notice that. And we want to make sure to use proper branding. So thank you for that. All right. So digital transformation. Great. Thank you. In District 2. Thank you, Linda. Great to have you here. All right. So there we go. District 57. Thank you, Greg. Got it. And okay. District 97 is in the house. Thank you very much, Nat. Conan. All right. Thank you. Thank you. All right, 96, thank you. Daybreak, thank you. In District 47, yes, thank you. All right, and maybe, okay. All right, there you go. All right, so this is a great list to get you started. Okay, we even have the Caribbean. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So we have the Caribbean here. All right, so what's your first step? Take a breath. I would suggest maybe doing what I did. Go back to your board, do Moments of Truth, the free program from TI. See how you're doing as far as healthy membership. Check in with your club success program. Share with them the information, any of this that you've learned in this learning lab. Share it with them and suggest that you host a Speechcraft series. Tell them what's in it for them. Set your goals of how many new members do you want to have, and then put your plan into action. Feel free to get the members of your club and anyone else that you know in your districts to watch this Learning Lab recording. It will be posted, as well as the handouts. So think back again to why you originally joined Toastmasters. What were the reasons? And who is like you that has similar reasons that need to be invited into our Toastmasters experience? Even if it's not hosting a Speechcraft straight away, what about a personal invitation to your club? You can have the Better Speaker series set. Pick and choose any of those modules to bring into your club. Re-energize your club. Get healthy. Build back up to at least 20 charter strength. And then keep working this program because this program works.